So I thought it would be a interesting idea to do a little video on day-to-day caring of Percy, really. So his lights go on around 8:30 in the morning at the moment. It's usually 9, but they've been going on a bit earlier as it's been getting a bit cooler in weather. And I usually bath him and spot clean or whatever else I have to do and feed him in the morning. The past couple of days it's been quite late in the afternoon, which isn't ideal because I like to keep him in a routine, but I've not been feeling great lately, so it's been a bit difficult. So it's actually 4 o'clock at the moment, and I'm about to put him in his bath, and then I will get to cleaning and getting him some fresh food. He's not been eating a lot lately. He's been eating more the past couple of days than he has been the past couple of weeks, and more active than he has been. I took him to the exotic vets though, and everything's fine, everything's perfect. Just happens to be very sensitive tortoise who's very perceptive very early on in his life to the changes in seasons and weather and whatever else. But he's been fairly active. He's not been that active today. He's wandered around a bit and had some food. I try and give him a bit of choice. We've got various fresh weeds from my greenhouse in here, mixed with some dried plantain that's been dampened down from yesterday, but I'll be getting rid of that and giving him some fresh weeds. I churn his soil 2 or 3 times a week. It just gets dry very quick, even when I churn it and pour in a couple of litres of water. I do spray it 2 or 3 times a day as well, and in between churning it, and I clean his slate and his water bowl every day and give him fresh water. I clean these quickly because these often get slight bits of mould on them, as you can see from when the soil gets wet when I spray. So I clean that off his bridges. This one never gets any on. But I wash these in hot water and scrub them with a toothbrush once a week, and then let them thoroughly dry out before I put them back in. I actually need to get him new ones because he's getting a bit ragged. And when I churn his soil 2 or 3 times a week, I also wash the pebbles in hot water as well and dry them out. And then we have some live plants that I've got in at the moment. So I've got an Easter cactus, what's this called? I've completely forgotten. Air plant. Trade Sentia there, and his cuttlefish, which he normally loves, and his lump chalk, but he hasn't been bothering with them lately. So yeah, he's asleep at the moment. These are just the sensor for the thermostat, which controls the heat, and also this is the sensor for the thermometer here, which keep it up to 30. It's gone down a bit at the moment, which is slightly annoying. It's gone up again there. And I have this laser gun one as well, which is really useful. So yeah, we're going to put him in his bath now, which he loves. I just have this large ceramic dish which I bought before I got him, and I put warm water in here with half a scoop of Repto Boost. I don't always use this, to be honest. I very rarely used to use it, but lately with him not being that active, especially when I was worried about him not being that active and not eating, I've been putting a bit in every day of that. So we are going to put him in his bath. Percival. Percy. Hey. sleepy? Your eyes are closed. Are you sleepy? Percival? Hi. 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 Hi, baby. Go on, open your eyes. That's it. Neither one. Go on. Go on. Get in there. There we go. Good bath time. Yeah. Come on in. There we go. Bath time. You love your baths, don't you? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take his bridges out and his plants and his cuttlefish. I do change things around often, which I've realised he doesn't mind as long as I don't take this out or swap it out for a different kind. He really likes this. He's had this since I got him. Or as long as I don't take this out or move it from under his basking spot at the back, because he really likes it. But apart from that, he doesn't bother. A lot of people of tortoises say that they're opposed to change. I think if I did a big change often, then yeah. I change like a couple of small things, like a few rocks, or change a plant around often. It's not really necessary for me to change things around that much, but I find that he does like it. He doesn't stomp around angrily. Like I know what he's like when he's not happy, but he does like things to be changed up a bit and made a bit more interesting. And he's trying to climb out already. Most of the time he doesn't. Like he only starts doing that when it starts to get cold, and it's not cold yet. It's still really warm. Wash this or clean this, and I don't have to really. It looks after itself fairly well. It doesn't get any like mold on it. I think I said moss before. I don't know why I said that. It doesn't get any mold on it. If it has any, like if he's like pooped on it or something, I'll clean it. Yeah, I've just cleaned. I just clean the soil off these a bit, clean the mold off these. I'm actually trying to wash them in hot water less, because I think that's degrading them a little faster. As you can see, they're a bit messed up, so I have to pull these stringy bits off just in case he decides to eat them, and that wouldn't be good because they might get stuck inside him. Yeah, so I'm going to empty this water, get rid of the food and clean the slate. I have Reptile Safe cleaning spray, and then put all these pebbles and rocks in a little tub and give them a clean. And then I will give the soil a spot clean and churn it with some water. Do use Reptile Safe cleaner, the Johnson's Cleaner Safe, but I also go over with water afterwards just to make sure there's no residue left on it. It is safe, but I don't really want any residue left on. All the same, did forget to mention as well, before and after I handle Percy, I always use a small bit of this. I got this off I can't remember what website it was from, but yeah, no washing and drying necessary. It does smell quite strong, but just a tiny amount, and it's really necessary, because tortoises do carry certain things that can be passed on, etc. So it's important to use that before and after. Yeah, Percy's still trying to climb out. All of the pebbles in here to wash. I'm just going to spot clean if there's any poop I can find. That's gross, but you get used to it. That's what happens when you have animals or any sort of, you know, living creature. Yeah, so I will do that and then I will start turning the soil. First of all, I just churn it before adding anything first to make sure it's all away from the sides and all the dry bits are mixed in. And then I add a couple of litres of warm, quite warm water and pour that in, and then mix it all together. Even it out a bit, maybe not completely, some slight variation in the levels to make it a bit interesting. Give it a bit of a spray on top with some more water. Clean the sides just to make sure, well, they're clean, because not that Percy cares, but it's in my room, so yeah. And then yeah, start putting everything back in. We've put all the pebbles and rocks back in. This is to help him get in and out of his water bowl. I used to put some inside, but he actually didn't like them inside his bowl. I don't know why. And they help keep the soil, well, mostly, unless they're muddy when they get in. Defeats the object. Spraying the soil, if you're asking, I pour water in and spray it. Obviously it's to keep it hydrated, not dry out. We just dry out quite quick. But the humidity as well, they do need quite a bit of humidity when they're young. Not too much. The soil has to be not like really wet but damp, so that it can just stick together if you like push it together and sort of fall apart. So yeah, I'm just gonna fill his water bowl up with some fresh water, put his food out and his calcium supplement, and then we will put him back in. Just put him back in after putting his food out and his calcium supplement on. He'll actually not be that interested at first. He'll most likely wait till I leave the room and then he'll start eating. Yeah, then I'm just going to get him some clean water and then clean up, because he's done a poo in his bath. Clean all that up. But yeah, I already did him, give him a health check this morning with, you may laugh, a magnifying glass, because I am that thorough. As you can see, he's waiting for me to leave. He does this every time. He does this until I leave the room and then he starts eating. Yeah. So I better get a move on because he's going to start stomping soon. So, yeah. One second. If there is any questions you'd like to ask, go ahead. There's so much more that I'd like to explain, so much more that it involves taking care of a tortoise. I could talk about him for hours, but I won't, because that would just bore everyone. Even the biggest tortoise lovers out there. obviously I'm no expert at all. Percy's my first tortoise. I've had him for a couple of months. I studied tortoises for many years. When getting one, that just all went out of the window, and it was like starting again. Well, it was starting again. I was given a lot of the wrong advice, and most of what you read in books and on the internet is not true. So yeah, thankfully Facebook groups saved my life, saved Percy's life really, and I owe that them groups majorly to Percy being the happy and healthy tortoise he is now. And his latest checkup with the exotic vet, everything was perfect, and she said he was superbly looked after, and I'm so thankful. Yeah, so obviously I'm not saying you should do exactly what I do. This is just showing you basic outline of what I do, most of what I do day to day, or if you haven't seen me do it, I've sort of explained what I do on other days, etc. Yeah, so any questions, feel free to ask. If I haven't explained anything, I can do easily. These are some more plants that I've got. This is a spider plant, punchier cactuses. I got this one like this, but this one didn't have the baby pad on. Oh, and yeah, there was nothing there when I got it. Look at the size of it now, so I'm going to cut that off and pot that soon. So that's exciting. But yeah, I'm going to end this video now because it's super long. I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, bye.